On the evening of November 26, 2008, Mumbai was moving at its usual frantic pace. People were heading home from work, eating at cafes, and checking into hotels, entirely unaware that 10 men on a speedboat were cutting through the Arabian Sea, heading straight for the Badwar Park shoreline. The Indian government had the pieces to stop them. Days before the attack, U.S. intelligence agencies explicitly provided Indian authorities with the exact coordinates of the Al Husseini, the terrorist mothership. The National Security Advisor even shared actionable intelligence with the Navy and Coast Guard, but no action was taken. Following the 1993 Mumbai bombings, the Navy had maintained strict coastal patrols, but in 2006, those patrols were suspended. This decision left a massive blind spot, giving the 10 heavily armed Lashkar-e-Taiba militants a clear, unopposed path to the coast. Once they docked, they didn't look like an invading force. The militants wore standard Western clothing that was popular with the local youth, and they tied Hindu prayer threads, or kalavas, around their wrists. They blended right in. That combination of ignored international intelligence and relaxed coastal security allowed a fully equipped military-grade assault team to walk right into India's financial capital without triggering a single alarm. The silence broke at Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus, one of the busiest railway stations in the country. Two attackers, Ajmal Kasab and Ismail Khan, walked into the crowded terminal and indiscriminately opened fire with AK-47s, throwing hand grenades into the panicked crowds. The local railway police tried to intercept them, but the officers were carrying standard-issue, outdated duty revolvers. Pitted against terrorists equipped with automatic rifles and a massive supply of ammunition, the police response was instantly paralyzed. While the station was under fire, simultaneous strikes hit the famous Leopold Café and Nariman House. The attackers had intentionally selected locations known for their high concentration of foreign tourists and international delegates. Nariman House was targeted for a very specific geopolitical reason. It housed a Jewish outreach center, and the attackers' goal was to take Israeli hostages. They planned to use these hostages to force international intervention and drive a wedge into India-Israel relations. The chaos spread to the very top of Mumbai's defense network. Near Kama Hospital, Kasab and Ismail ambushed a police vehicle, killing several high-ranking officers, including the chief of the anti-terrorism squad, Hemant Karkare. By executing simultaneous strikes across multiple locations with high-powered weaponry, the attackers successfully overwhelmed a municipal police force that was built to manage local gang disputes, not a coordinated urban war. This assault was being directed from miles away. Lashkar-e-Taiba leader Hafiz Saeed was sitting safely in Pakistan, using these attackers to wage a calculated proxy war against India. To map the targets, Saeed used an American-Pakistani operative, originally named Dawood Gilani, who changed his name to David Coleman Headley. His U.S. passport and Western appearance allowed him to travel through Mumbai repeatedly, taking video and mapping targets without raising any suspicion. Back in the mountains of Pakistan, the 10 selected recruits were put through an extreme 3-stage physical and psychological training program. They endured 60-hour fasting drills and severe religious radicalization, preparing them for a suicide mission they believed was ordained by God. You can see the result of that extensive planning at the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel. Because Headley had provided precise floor plans, the attackers knew exactly how to bypass the lower floors and immediately navigate to the upper-level business centers to target VIPs. The Mumbai siege was a highly calculated state-sponsored military operation, mapped out over several years, designed to inflict maximum psychological and economic damage. As the local police struggled to contain the perimeter, the Maharashtra government called in central reinforcements. Marine Commandos, or Marcos, arrived first, followed by 200 elite National Security Guard commandos flown in from New Delhi to initiate Operation Black Tornado. But the commandos faced a severe tactical disadvantage. Indian media networks were broadcasting their every movement live on television. The handlers in Pakistan simply watched the broadcasts and relayed the exact positions of the commandos directly into the earpieces of the terrorists inside the hotels. With the hotels burning and filled with smoke, the NSG had to clear the buildings room by room. During an intense firefight inside the Taj, Major Sandeep Unikrishnan ordered his squad to stay back, while he engaged 4 terrorists alone. He sacrificed his life to ensure the safety of his team. Meanwhile, out on the streets near Girgaon Chapati, police had set up barricades and intercepted Kasab and Ismail in a stolen vehicle, leading to a desperate standoff. In the middle of the gunfire, Assistant Sub-Inspector Tukaram Ambal sprinted directly toward Kasab. Kasab fired 23 bullets into Ambal's body, but Ambal refused to let go, physically gripping the barrel of the AK-47. By absorbing the fire, he ensured Kasab couldn't shoot anyone else and could be captured alive. The actions of men like Ambal and Unikrishnan broke the momentum of the siege. Against years of military-grade planning and automatic weapons, the attack was ultimately stopped by the sheer physical sacrifice of the people defending the city. Capturing Ajmal Kasab alive was a massive geopolitical victory for India. Initially, Pakistan completely denied any involvement in the attacks, but Kasab became undeniable, breathing proof of the operation's origins, allowing investigators to expose the entire Lashkar-e-Taiba network. The tragedy forced India to completely restructure its domestic security. To ensure that glaring intelligence failures of this magnitude would not happen again, the government established the National Investigation Agency to centralize and aggressively track terror threats. Furthermore, because the NSG had lost valuable hours flying in from New Delhi, regional commando hubs were permanently established in major cities across the country to drastically cut down emergency response times. The 60-hour siege of Mumbai exposed a devastating systemic failure that cost 166 innocent lives. Yet it also proved that despite the heavy artillery and the years of planning behind this proxy war, the courage of ordinary citizens and soldiers held the line.